Hey, how's it going, guys? Gonna try to make a little short video. Probably gonna be around 10 minutes long. Here's Ellie. What's on your eye? Come here. Little piece of wood on her eye. Just gonna make a quick little video discussing the Tanganyikans. Okay, so been moving fish around last few days. Trying to decide plans with certain tanks, trying to decide plans with certain fish, and maybe plans on getting rid of this damn dog and she keeps bothering the cats. But moved all the peacocks from up top down to the 90. Took this guy out, the big frontosa, the big male, because he was beating up the other frontosa. And then threw some of these peacock because the tank was a little too packed. Threw some in with the other frontosa. And moved the white lips. White lips were up top. Threw them in that 55 because I wanted to add more. Wanted to add my Tanganyikans in bigger tanks. That way I could empty out some of the 10 gallons I had because they were a little bit too packed. So I did empty out a few, and we'll empty out a few more of the 10 gallons. I'm not sure why this tank is going green since there's no more plecos and I haven't been feeding pleco wafers. So it's kind of weird. But after a water change, 100% water change, the green should go away. Oscars, they're doing super good. Got a bunch of mbunas. But yeah, that's the plan with these top three. It's gonna be just Tanganyikans. I ran out of sand because I forgot. We had got the rest of the 20-gallon longs we were missing, and I added sand to the bottom ones, and then I started to run out on these top ones. And same thing with the top 55 and this bottom one. I ran out. I ordered 3 more 50-pound bags, and I'm using the pool filter sand. It's like $35 for one bag of 50 pounds, and it filled 10 tanks. So I ordered 3 more bags. I'll have a small layer here, a slightly thicker layer of sand here, because they are shell dwellers. They'll move the sand around. I'll be adding more sand in to all the tanks, basically all the cichlid tanks. These ones will be getting sand. That way I could get some good bacteria growth in the tanks. That way the sand could help keep the tanks clean. But that's the plan for the cichlids. I need to add a few PVC pipes, maybe some rocks to these tanks as well. I'll be adding a group of the black Elvis up top, some gold, some pearlies, whatever tanks I have full over there. I'll be adding in these 55s, and then on these 20s I'll be putting bigger adult or juveniles, shell dwellers, and start making more breeding pairs and breeding groups, because most of my golds have killed off their females, so I don't have any breeding pairs of golds. I have pearlies that are still breeding, transcriptis, ornatas, gristlis. I still have some of those, but I don't have any golds. So I'll be making a few groups of golds so I can start getting more pairs and start breeding them again. That's what I'll be putting here. And then what I'm working on right now, what I'll be working on for the next week or 2 weeks, is I just got this tank, 120, 130 gallons, 6-foot tank. Came with a nice stand. So, and then I plan on getting another one. It's gonna be back here, right on the back of it. Two nice big display tanks for my shell dwellers, for the Tanganyikans. And it's gonna be around 4 inches thick of sand, a lot of rock, lots of shells, and the fish in these two tanks will not be for sale, because anyone that has bred or has tried to catch shell dwellers in shells or in display tanks, it's pretty impossible. You would have to take everything out the tank in order to catch the fish. So I don't want to deal with that. So both of these tanks back to back will be show tanks strictly. If they're easy to catch, I might sell them, but I don't really plan to. Ellie is exploring. Hey! But it's gonna be golds, comperceps in there, some calvis. I'll have in there some cyprichromis. That way there's fish swimming on top. Maybe I'll get a featherfin. I don't know. But I mostly plan on having my shell dwellers as display tanks. That way, whenever the customers, when you guys come into the shop, you guys could see what the fish will look like in your tanks. Because sometimes in my tanks, they're not as colored up as they would be in a nice display tank. Because we mostly do breeding. I don't have any show tanks. Show tanks usually take up too much space. That's why we have all our tanks long ways. Mostly set up for breeding. But yeah, like I have, let's say there's 50 gristles in there. Half of those are gonna get separated in all those tanks. You group all your tinta. These will stay here. All of these will stay here. But usually what I'll be moving is the babies will be going into bigger tanks. That way they could start growing a little bit faster, and I can start producing more and selling more. And I'll be redoing all the 10 gallons. I'll be cleaning that. Cleaning all of them, moving a bunch of fish around. Some of these will still stay here, but in smaller groups. Like the pearlies, there's 20, 30 in a 10 gallon. I'll make it so there's only about 10 to 15 of them in there. There's black calvis in here. The caudos is ornatus, breeding pair of transcriptis. I already have 2 other pairs. I have 3 pairs of ornatus breeding. But yeah, that's the plan. In here I'm just gonna have smaller groups of the shell dwellers, rock dwelling cichlids. Same thing for this side, but on this side I'll have breeding pairs or breeding groups that will be for sale. So this side, the first row that you see when you walk in, will be juveniles and babies. These are the ornatus, the yellow ones. That's what this side will be, juveniles or smaller babies like those. This side, probably same thing, a few tanks of younger ones, juveniles or babies. Here I have more comperceps, chitica. Like signatas, those will get kicked out into the 20s. Because I only have 1 breeding pair right now. They're really good pair. They're on their 2nd or 3rd batch right now of babies. But let's say these will be juveniles. Then all these I'll have pair of golds, pair of pearlies, pair of whatever. But they will be quite a bit more expensive. The juveniles, I sell them for the smaller pearlies, $15. The bigger pearlies, close to adult size or young adults, are 18. but the breeding pairs, the proven groups will be a little bit more because I put more work into them. I have to give them more time, make sure the male doesn't beat up the female, make sure the pair is compatible. So pairs will probably be starting at around $40 to like $60, depending the species. Let's say if it's the gold ocellatas, probably $50, and they'll be young. They'll be probably less than 6 months old. 6 months, no, not 6 months old. Let's see how many. Around 8 months to a year old. That's how old the pearlies will be. My fish usually grow a little bit slower because I use cold water. I don't have heaters in all my tanks. But yeah, they're usually a little bit tougher. But that's what this side will be. And this side, I'll get into it into another video. It's gonna be for plecos and the more tropical fish. But this video is mostly just for the cichlids. Oh, and I did get a Tanganyikan eel. There's the tail and the head. Nope. Where is the head? Somewhere in there. But yeah, you can see the body. It's the Tanganyikans eel. I threw some guppies and a couple shrimps. That way, hopefully, it could hunt down the guppies and the shrimps. I still throw in brine shrimp and frozen mysa shrimp in there so it could eat. But that's the main reason that I got the big tanks, is so I could have a natural looking biotope tank, a wild looking tank. And I'll probably get a couple more eels in the future, and I'll have the eel in here, a couple eels in the tank. That way it could hunt down any of the weaker or sick shell dwellers. Usually don't get any that get sick. Maybe a couple end up fighting, one ends up getting beat up. That eel can hunt it down and eat it. And if there's some that start breeding, it'll hunt down the babies. But that's why I want to get 2 of them, so I could have nice big display tanks for the shop. And I'm not gonna put any frontosas or any big cichlids in there, because then it'll change the whole vibe of the tank. Then the frontosa is gonna be like the centerpiece, and they'll take away from all the shell dwellers, the rocks. Might want to get a big piece of driftwood in the middle, but I've been watching a lot of videos of the lakes, Lake Tanganyika and Lake Malawi, on how the sand looks, how the rocks there are formed, what style of rocks they are. Most of the shells there are a little bit white or silver. So I'm gonna look for some slightly different shells to match the shell dwellers, of course. Here's a goldhead compriceps, nice male. That's just a regular black Helvis. But I need to choose some of the juveniles to throw in here. Here's Luna. She's waiting for the heater to turn on. Okay, I'm back. Someone came in and picked up some green dragons that were ordered online. But Beers is here in the spot now. Here comes Luna. She's gonna start bugging him. But yeah, back to what I was saying. I want to look as these big tanks to look as natural as possible. So I want to match some of the rocks, and I want to match some of the shells to what they would be in the wild. But yeah, that's pretty much it. We're almost done. I'll make again a separate video because they end up being way too long. I'll make another video. We're almost done building next door. Where my dad's insulating the room right now. So probably this weekend I'll make a video about next door. I need to organize some of the random stuff we have just laying on the floor. We just got a big $300 300-gallon little pond horse trough that we got. It's gonna go next door. I don't know, probably, yeah, either this weekend or next week I'll make a video about next door, what the plans are for that side. If you have any big tanks locally, let me know. We'll go pick them up. I want to get another 120 130 gallon tank similar to this. It's 72 inches long, 18 inches wide, and 23 inches tall, I believe. Can't remember. But anything that's similar in size. Doesn't have to be the full 6 foot or the full 18. It could be 17 or 16 and 20 tall or 25. Doesn't matter, as long as they're similar, I'm okay with it. It doesn't have to come with it doesn't have to come with the stand. We make all our stands to fit the space we have, so we will build our own stand. So no stand is okay. If you have any other big tanks, let me know. I'll buy them or give you stir credit or trade you for some of the fish I have, or maybe we could work something out, make it go towards future kitten of the two. Right now they're being both nice to each other. They're not fighting. They're both cleaning each other's ears. And if you have any big ponds, let me know. I plan on getting some monster fish. I've already reached out to a few companies, to a few other wholesale places that will help me get some tropical fish. So I got that down. And then I'm looking for a place that has some decent monster fish, more exotic fish. Already found them, a few places. Already sent them emails, see if they do the wholesale thing, or if they would at least give discount if I buy $400 or $500 worth of fish. That's what I plan on putting some exotics in here and some exotics next door. But for that, I need the bigger tanks. So hopefully you guys could get me good deals. I prefer to pay either $1 per gallon or less than $1 per gallon for the tanks. I don't like overpaying for the tanks. And for the little horse trough or horse or ponds, I'll get some of those as well. We have one at home that's 100 gallons. Cause I plan on getting tiger cats, tiger shovel-nosed red-tailed catfish, stingrays, and arowanas, and a few sturgeons. I already plan on buying some of them. I probably won't buy any of those monster fish till probably next month or around New Year's. That's when hopefully I'll have some free money and we'll have the big tanks ready for those monster fish. But that's it for the video. I just wanted to talk about the Tanganyikans, the plans so far. You could order fish online and pick them up locally. December, I'll be doing a discount for all the Tanganyikans. Will be 15% off, and I do wholesale for all the fish here at the shop. You just have to buy at least 10, let's say 10 lelupai. Well, I don't have 10 lelupai. Let's say 10 cotos, and it'll be pretty much 50% off, but you have to buy 10. Or 10 of the peacocks, 10 venustas, they're 25. Price comes down to $12 each, but you have to take 10 of them. Same thing goes for the angels, same thing goes for every other fish I have here. But yeah, December will be discount for all the Tanganyikans, all the cichlids, 15% off. Plecos, they're gonna stay 10% off till the end of the year. I do take in unwanted fish. Just give me a call or text, send me a couple pictures of the fish, I'll take them. I have enough space. If they're big, I could set up another 55 where I could throw in some of the randoms like these guys. And Bunas tend to be more aggressive, so they have to deal with the Oscars and the convicts. Nobody likes them. They're too aggressive. That's it. I'll leave you guys with Beerus and Luna doing their thing. They're a nice couple. Hopefully next year she could start getting in her heat cycles, and hopefully we get some babies around springtime or earlier. Okay, see you guys later.